We all raise 100 sands to defend him. Group tackles Falana over comment on Igboho. A coalition of Yoruba groups, Igboho, Apapo, Yoruba, Lagbaye, says it is unhappy with opposition of Femi Falana, a human rights lawyer, to the eviction notice issued by Sunday Adeyemo, a youth leader popularly known as Sunday Igboho, to herders in Oyo State. Falana, who rightly said herders who have lived in the area for 10 years had the constitutional rights to remain there, and that no one has the right under the law to issue eviction notice to any ethnic group. Falana also called on affected herders to sue Igboho and defend their constitutional right. Wow. But in a statement signed by Are Oladotun Hassan, the Yoruba group president, and Siyam Bande, its secretary general, said Falana ignored the atrocities perpetrated by herders in Oyo State and other parts of the country, while concentrating on the rights of the herders. If Igboho was taken to court, it would raise 10 senior advocates of Nigeria and other prominent lawyers to defend the youth leader, and Yoruba interest in court today is crystal clear to the mind on the current position we find ourselves in Nigeria, whereas government has failed in its statutory duties to provide adequate and security for her people. Hence, self-defense becomes an inevitable solution. We are disappointed to see Mr. Falana's clandestine call for fundamental rights legal attrition against Sunday Igboho as most unfortunate, demeaning and treacherous for someone of the legal caliber of Falana to support the Fulani herdsmen bandits wreaking havoc ranging from kidnappings, rape, mass destruction, killings and invasion of farmlands and communities at will, at the detriment of the victims' fundamental human rights. The group said herders who destroyed farmlands, killed farmers and raped women are not real Nigerians, and asked the Nigerian Immigration Services to wake up to its duties. Indeed, Falana failed to sue the killer herdsmen, mostly whose identity are deceitfully more visible as Fulanis rather than real Nigerians. Those that invade farmland most times are Fulani foreign fighters from Mali, Sudan, Niger and Libya, to mention a few. Hence, the Nigerian Immigration Service needs to wake up to her responsibility urgently. Are not surprised to see the crafty statements from some of the so-called enemies of the Yoruba people and Nigerians at large. Yorubas are the most accommodating ethnic race in Nigeria. We love everyone, including Hausas, Fulani, Igbos, Efik, Ijaws, to mention a few, and they all can attest to their peaceful habitation and successes. We've got to understand, constitutionally, that's where Falana is coming from. If you have been in the state or your state for more than 10 years, you can actually, you are allowed to remain there. Sunday Igboho has no right under the law to give an ultimatum for Fulani to just leave. At the end of the day, you have to prove these things, and so you have to admit that there are innocent Fulani Hausa people that are bearing the brunt and aggression from Yoruba people because of what a few bad eggs from them has done. And to be honest, what real Nigerians or not real Nigerians, the fact is, when they were disguised into coming as fighters, they were seen as Nigerians. And if you know your history with the Fulani, the Hausa tribe, and how they've, how they've been refined or been made, or how they've gone through so many processes of how it is today, and how the culture is a mixture of Fulani and Hausa. So it's like not calling them real Nigerians. Let's not try to not allow people to take responsibility for their actions, because real Nigerians or not, crimes are being committed. But Femi Falana will never, and this article is making it seem like Falana is attacking Sunday Igboho. He's just telling that Fulanis that have been there for 10 years can remain and stay in the state, and they have a right to even sue Sunday Igboho, because Sunday Igboho has no constitutional right whatsoever to give an ultimatum for people to, or Fulani members, to actually leave. But yes, we have to understand with how things have come and the circumstances, people have been pushed to a place where they have to defend themselves and they have no choice. So when they've gotten to that point, one can argue that constitutionally there have been points and stops where the governments could have taken action to apply the law, but they haven't. However, they let the situation build up, get even more intense, and then they left the people with no option but to do that. But Falana will never, because they're making it seem like as if he's defending the rights of the herders. At the end of the day, under the law, you have to prove with identity who did this and what they did, or else you can't put them in jail. You are innocent until proven guilty. That's how it is. And again, he's a lawyer and he knows how these things work. So the first comment here says, this is not a fair post. Femi Falana has nothing against Sunday Igboho. Very true. Falana has never supported the atrocities committed by herders or any useless group. Femi Falana is a fair human rights activist. When some people were harassing Bishop Kuka that he should leave Sokoto for some reasons, the same Falana was against the call. Bottom line, Femi Falana is a sincere personality and a trusted human rights activist. Somebody now replied to this person's comment saying, do you actually read, or you saw it in the print like most of us? Are you the one to defend Femi Falana? Why can't you ask him to respond? I find it difficult to understand people dabbling into what they know nothing about. I don't think you are more articulate than Femi Falana. You have to understand, yes, people have a right to defend and dabble. Why? Because he's a public figure and this is happening this is the issue of Nigerians, and it is Nigerians' family matter and they will have to speak on it. Why people can come and defend this man is because he is a man of integrity and he has been consistent, point blank, period. Not everybody is perfect, but when it comes to consistency in terms of him being fair and applying the law, being a respected person, being articulate and all that, he has made that reputation for himself where he's trusted to a point where people can go and defend him. And it is justified because that is the image he has put out there. His reputation speaks for him. So he doesn't have to defend himself because of his character and what Nigerians know about him. They see something in the headline that's out of his character. So they do have a right to come and be like, this is very odd and we're going to speak against it. And there is nothing wrong in that because that is the image he has put out there. Not even that, his actions have reflected that he's a sincere person. Like from the first sentence, I already knew this was inadequate and there were lags and inconsistencies with fact here. Because again, I don't need to know Femi Falana personally to know that this notion about him is wrong. He's built that brand for himself and he's been consistent with that, period. Put what you think about this in the comment section below and do not forget to like and subscribe.